You'll never take me alive. Ah. Alright guys, Horror Man again with another review. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Part 5 New Beginning Friday the 13th figure. That's what I'm going to call it right now. This came out 4 months ago, maybe a little more than that. You can still find it in specialty stores, online and such. Really cool figure. This is again part of the NECA Mego style retro line. So before we get into it, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So just like we've seen with pretty much everything else, retro Mego style, it comes in a resealable clamshell packaging with original art that is really cool. It's reminiscent of the 70s, and this is exclusively for this figure alone. And then on the back, you'll see there's some there's a reflection here, just some pictures of the figure and a little bio. So if you want to go ahead and pause it, you could read that bio. Packaging just kind of opens up here, and I've done a very sloppy job of cutting the plastic around the outside that it tells you to cut off, and we can get a little bit better picture of the art. So it's really cool. We got this like kind of woodsy design. You can see the garden shears kind of popping up on the side of the picture there. So yeah, you can see the back just a little bit better. Really good photos too, especially like the one on the top right. Really neat. So anyway, now, if you haven't seen this movie before, again, it's the Part 5 New Beginning Friday the 13th, you may not want to watch this because it will probably ruin the movie for you. So before I go any farther, please, if you haven't seen the movie, just stop right now. It's not the best Jason movie ever made, but I don't want to reveal too much, so. Alright, so those of you that are still watching, this is the first ever imposter figure. So this is not Jason Voorhees. It looks exactly like him, except for Jason never wore these coverall clothes, like a mechanic's clothes. This is more like Michael Myers style. So the big reveal is when you take the mask off. Bam, there's Roy in all his glory. So this is something that fans have wanted for a long time. It kind of looks like a stuntman wearing the hood that they would wear. If you guys aren't too familiar with a lot of the horror movies, especially the Jason movies, the stuntman or actor generally wears like a hood underneath of the hockey mask. They don't have like the zombified face on or anything like that. That's just for certain scenes. So this is Roy. He basically, in the movie, his son was killed at this asylum that Tommy Jarvis was at, and Tommy did not kill him, but he basically reenacts what Jason did and pretty much tries to murder everybody at this asylum. It's more like a halfway house type thing. But yeah, he tries to exact his revenge just like Jason did, and he can pretty much blame Jason for all the murders. So this is the first hockey mask that doesn't have the red markings on it. It has the blue, and it's a dead giveaway that it's Roy because he's the only one that ever had the blue. But it's a really nice job of doing the wear on this. This is probably the best hockey mask I've ever seen NECA do. Extremely cool. The side here is not a defect. It's just supposed to look like that. It kind of looks like it's a little loose right here, but that's supposed to look like that. So if you're like me, looking at every single figure to try to get the best one, they all look like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and cover up Roy. Pretend he's Jason. Alright, so again, unlike the Jason figures that have come before, this Roy's Jason, you get the coverall fabric clothes, which is really cool. And then you get this kind of dirtied, bloodied, stained details all through it. So really cool. And take a extra look at these hands. These hands are just, I don't want to say beautiful, but extremely well done. It's hard to capture it on here, but they're very bloody. So I kind of hope they do that with a future Jason, because this is really neat. As far as accessories goes, one of my favorite ones is the clippers, which do have articulation to them. They have a little bit of blood on the tip. There you go. And a little bit of like rust, and even the handle has this kind of worn look to it. And then you also get the meat cleaver. It's always a good one. Nice bloody meat cleaver. Even has that hole cut out, which is really neat. And third weapon, last one, you get this awesome wood handle blade, which is what he generally used instead of the machete. He had this big kind of nasty blade. And then there's also an interchangeable hand. Nice and bloody. You can really see the detail on that. Like I said before, I really hope they do these hands with the next Jason figures. If they don't, I might actually just put one of these on there, because it's just sick. It's so cool looking. And it's very easy to interchange that. So as far as articulation, this is pretty much the same exact articulation we've seen with the newer bodies. The original Type 1 body didn't have quite as much, but you can really get a lot of articulation here. Plenty of head movement, you know, up and down. So these, they're almost like a mini Hot Toys. The clothes aren't quite as tightly tailored, but for $25, they're extremely, extremely good. You know, authentic to the movies. These aren't just generic clothes. You know, they've never had this type of Jason clothes before, so it's, you know, really cool that they're going as authentic as they possibly can. So that's about it. As compared to the other figures that are already out, this meat cleaver in his hand here. There we go. Oh, and he does not have foot pegs, just to let you know. So I'm kind of hoping NECA does some Mego style stands eventually. Alright. So this is, I believe, the 5th Jason that's come out. They did Part 2, Part 3, The New Beginning, and they did the Nintendo game. The next one's going to be Part 6. So here he is next to the Nintendo, the NES version. This one features a glow-in-the-dark mask. So not too bad of a fit. But he almost fits better with something with a little bit better paint. Nothing against that figure, it's just based off of a 8-bit video game. But yeah, there he is with Snake Plissken, which is another newer one that I've reviewed. So really, really cool, guys. You know, we're going to be seeing more of these retro style figures, and I am so happy about it, because I think it's one of the best NECA lines that they've done in a long time. You know, I love the 7-inch ones, but we've got every 7-inch Jason we could think of, except for, you know, Part 8, Part 5, and oh gosh, pre-Uber Jason from Jason X. I mean, you know, they got to move on to something else. Can't do the same thing all the time, and I think they've really done a good job. You know, with no, you know, Sideshow hasn't done 12-inch in a long time, so they never finished their series. So it's nice to see NECA kind of venturing out and keeping the license and doing something that fans really want. So I think they've done an excellent job with this line. So yeah, let me know what you think. Again, you can pick this up for about $24.99 in specialty stores, Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, comic shops, you know. You can also find it at some Toys R Us's. I have not seen this one in Toys R Us pretty much ever, so I have seen the Nintendo one there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. See ya.